Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most important day in the lives of Carly and Scott.
He's so sweet. Yes.
They have asked you to join them here today for this celebration of love, their commitment to each other, and their commitment to their new family. For them, out of the routine of ordinary life, the extraordinary has happened. They met each other, they fell in love, and are forging a new path forward.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for sharing some of your precious time to celebrate this wonderful wedding that we are here for tonight. And we are, keep in mind, it is bear country. I'm sure everyone's seen all the signs. And I have to admit, I was a bit concerned when I saw the signs, but we've sure checked all the boxes of what you're not supposed to be doing in bear country or eating outside in a tent. So I hope that all works out. All I know is that even I, with my advanced age and limited vision, can outrun a bride in high heels. So I feel pretty good about that. So if you would join me in a toast, I'm sure one of many tonight, to the bride and groom. I don't have a glass, but I will pretend. To Scott and Carly. May your future, I'm not done yet, hang on. May your future life together be filled with nothing but joy and happiness. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Beam me up, Scotty. I always wanted to say that. Salute.
Let's be honest, romance is fun, but true love is something far more. And their desire to love each other for life is what we get to celebrate today. But today is also a celebration for all of us. It's exciting for us to see love in bloom, their love in bloom, and to participate in the union of two people so incredibly suited for one another, and have a couple cocktails in the process.
All right, baby.
Okay. Wow. Oh. I was wrong.
Are you surprised?
I am. I thought for sure it was going to be colored. It looks so amazing, though. Oh my God, you look absolutely amazing.
If you get lost in the end between midnight,
Okay.
it's all that you
Okay, let me get you a twirl.
just know it's pulling you, it's pulling me.
Before we continue on with the ceremony, I'd like to take a moment and remember our family and friends who are not physically with us. Each one is present here today, in this moment, with you and me, smiling down on all of us with joy in their hearts. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kevin, also known as Rev Kev. I am fortunate enough to be friends with both the bride and the groom, but my story with the couple begins with Carly. The two of us met through my sister years ago, immediately bonded over our love of live music and concert going, drank and continued to drink slightly dirty, but not Christina Aguilera dirty, martinis, always with blue cheese olives, and she's one of the only people I can text exchange with about the Real Housewives or share a TikTok of a baby raccoon with. But it wasn't until we were on our way to a Coldplay concert in 2022 that she told me she was talking with this guy, Scott, who she met through Sarah and Jason a few months ago, and he asked her to go on a date. But what some of you might not know, Scott and Carly kinda sorta met at Sarah and Jason's wedding 11 years prior, but didn't really get introduced to one another. I guess serendipity truly does exist, because how else would these two meet each other more than a decade later and be standing here today? One of the first times I met Scott, it was during a Black Friday bar crawl. Carly said she was going to bring him with, and I immediately was like, I don't know if that's the best idea, because the friend group he was about to be thrown into is very loud, full of big personalities. Most of us have the attention span of a squirrel. Conversations change every 25 seconds, and it's almost next to impossible to keep up. But this guy held his own. He was engaged. He was genuine. He was who we quickly learned to be was Scott. Needless to say, I only had to meet Scott once, maybe twice, to understand what Carly saw in him, what we all see in him. And I think I can speak for everyone here. We are better for having you both in our lives, and are very lucky that we can call you family.
I met Scott first day at Menards. It was September 9th, 1996. I remember the date because it was a huge mistake on my part. I was just trained on a forklift, and I was unloading trucks all day. No big to-dos. And I pulled into Scott's aisle with a load of 2x4s. And he had just finished cleaning it for 8 hours. And I pulled in, and I proceeded to completely destroy almost the whole thing. And I looked at him, and he looked back at me, didn't say a word. I backed the forklift out, he pulled the tarp down, stapled that tarp back on it, and he said, I didn't see nothing. It's like, oh, all right. I said, introduced myself, and this is where we're at now. Here we are. So, from that time, we've had tons and tons of adventures. We've had ups and downs and everything in between. But one thing that I can say is Scott was only a phone call away. If I ever needed anything, if I ever had anything going on, nothing I couldn't handle by myself, I could always call Scott. That's one of the things I admire about him. The other thing is the heart that he has. Unwavering and true. When I first met Carly, I knew that it was going to be the one. I wish you a lifetime of love and laughter and happiness. To you guys, cheers.
Cheers.
Here's what Carly had to say. Do you know how nice Scott is? I came home after running errands, and he was literally next door at the neighbor's house helping them mulch their yard for like 2 hours. But seriously, Scott is the kindest, most selfless person I've ever known. He's always there for those he cares about, always giving without hesitation. Here's what Scott had to say. Carly is always ready to listen and give me and her family and friends solid advice. Her caring and thoughtfulness continue to surprise me every day, and she's constantly trying to help those around her. Now, some of the people who love you the most also wanted to share a few words on love and relationships for the both of you. Bob and Lynn. Of all the joys in a long and happy life, there's none so precious as the love between husband and wife. And the geese in the background. Kenny and Susan, stick with your people. Marry someone like yourself. I think it's safe to say the two of you are about to do just that.
Stand tall now, for goodness sake.
Carly and Scott, the vows that you make to one another today present you with the opportunity to express your love.
Sky is burning, unfolding.
At this time, I invite you to publicly declare your vows. Carly, from this day forward, do you choose Scott to be your husband, your best friend, and your only love?
I do. Oh, was that too soon?
Just wait.
Sorry. Sorry.
Wait.
I like your enthusiasm.
I was excited.
She said I do, but we'll continue on. So we want you to live together, play together, laugh together, to work by his side and dream in his arms, to carry him through his moments of doubt, to fill his heart and feed his soul, to always seek out the best in him, always loving him with all your heart, until the end of forever. If so, say I do.
I do.
For the second time.
Yeah.
Scott, from this day forward, do you choose Carly to be your wife, your best friend, and your only love, to live together, play together, laugh together, to work by her side and dream in her arms? Sorry. To carry her through her moments of doubt, to fill her heart and feed her soul, to always seek out the best in her, always loving her with all your heart, until the end of you forever. If so, say I do.
I do.
Does anyone have an EpiPen?
I met Carly about 8 years ago at one of a mutual friend's party, and I remember our friend, she just kept saying, oh my God, I can't wait for you to meet Carly. You guys are like the same person, but she has blonde hair. And I remember when I met you, I was like, oh my God, she's 100% correct. This girl is exactly me with blonde hair. And we were the same person. And I was just like, where has she been all my life? So that point on, we became like best of friends over these last 8 years. We've done a lot together. We've had dance parties. We've built forts during COVID. We bought houses. We built houses. We introduced the world to beef bombs, even Montana. We experienced loss and heartache together, and we went on some great trips together, which leads us where we are today. So in January of 2020, I was talking to my now husband, Jake, and I said, I just need to get away. I want to go to the mountains and smell the mountain air and just be alone and like awaken my soul. So I tell Carly this because I tell her everything. And she's like, I want to do the same thing. So we went on our solo trips together here to Montana, and the rest is just history. The minute we landed, we fell in love. The memories we made and the experiences we had here single-handedly became our favorite place. We loved it so much we came back 6 months later, and I think it's very safe to say that this is our happy place. Whitefish has a special place in both of our hearts for many different reasons, and now as we celebrate your love today, I can agree that we love this place for the same reason. I cannot be more happier that you have found Scott at the time of life that you did. You deserve to be loved the way Scott loves you. And thank you, Scott, for worshiping the ground that she walks on, because that's exactly the type of love that she deserves. So if everyone can grab their glass, and Mary, if you could bring me the beef bombs. I would love nothing more than to cheers Carly and Scott on their wedding day here in Montana.
I'm Sarah, one of Carly's matron of honors, and her partner in crime for the past 30 years. We first met when we were about 6 years old. I remember standing in my driveway, and there was this girl riding her bike down the street with a foam iguana on a leash. True story. Now you might think, who leash trains an iguana? But young me thought, damn, I need to be friends with that girl. Since that day, I honestly can't remember life without Carly. She was a constant in my life. and became the little sister I never had. She would show up for family dinners, sometimes her second dinner of the evening, no judgment. And I spent endless hours at her house, swimming in her pool, while we both passionately belted out, Hanging by a Moment by Lifehouse. As we grew older, the moments changed, but stayed just as special. She was by my side when I married Jason, who just so happens to be Scott's cousin. Carly's mom would often tease, "Doesn't Jason have a brother to set Carly up with?" Fast forward, and look where we are now. It's always felt like Scott was just around the corner, waiting for the right moment to stroll confidently into Carly's life, just like she did mine all those years back. Now, speaking of Scott, let's bring him into this lovely picture. He was always the kind, attentive, and thoughtful cousin of my husband. As the universe enjoys a good plot twist, it saved the best for last for him and Carly. There's a quote by R.M. Drake that states, "The universe will send you the right person, but only when you are ready." When Carly and Scott's paths finally aligned, it just felt like it was meant to be. One of the beautiful things about Carly and Scott is not just how they fit perfectly together, but how wonderfully they've blended their lives together with those around them. Carly, who wears her heart on her sleeve and is generous and kind, found her match in Scott. Together, they embody a partnership that offers warmth and light to everyone they meet. It's magic, deep-seated love that all brought us here today. So Carly, hold on to Scott the way that she once holds onto that iguana's leash. And Scott, you better keep up. Carly can be quite the wild ride, but she's worth every minute.
There are 3 very important things I learned early on about Carly. Number 1, she absolutely hates the flavor cherry. I made the mistake once a long time ago of letting her have a sip of my cherry Coke at the movies. I had remembered her telling me she didn't like the flavor, but quite honestly, who doesn't like a sip of cherry Coke every once in a while? I mean, come on. Well, she does not. I apologize profusely. I think you still hold it against me, but. Number 2, if you live with Carly, you must have an ample supply of ketchup at all times. We have a picture from the first day we moved into our place at college. Allie and Marcy know. And I kid you not, ketchup was the first and only thing in our fridge. Number 3, Carly is an animal lover. She is a great dog mom to Molly, and now Max, Scott's dog. I had to sneak in one hilarious Molly story because that little stinker is such a huge part of Carly and now Scott's life. Carly was over visiting one day with Molly, and we decided to take both our dogs to a little park down the street. Side note, for anyone who doesn't know Molly, she really is a sweetie who loves belly rubs, but she runs the show, okay? I took my dog off leash because I knew she would come back. And Carly said, "Well, I think I'm going to take Molly off her leash. I'm pretty sure she'll come back." It's like, okay, all right. Well, we learned very quickly, Molly does not come back. Luckily, Molly now has Max to keep her in line. Not only did Molly gain Max, but she gained Scott as well. Of course, I remember when Carly and Scott first started dating. I could not have been more happy for you. Carly, being the avid traveler that she is, was so excited to take trips with Scott and have him experience all her favorite things. I was a little concerned at first. I thought it might overwhelm Scott, but he jumped right in. He loves to travel as much as she does, and I was so thrilled. Knowing that these two have already been on multiple trips together, the cliche thing to say would be, "Oh, you guys have traveled together and made it through that. You can make it through anything." But I think the more accurate thing to say is, Carly and Scott, if you can make it through Molly, you can make it through anything. All jokes aside, I can tell you without a doubt, Carly has been the most loyal friend that I've had. Her loyalty and friendship is a quality that I've always greatly admired. She will be there for you through the best times and the worst times. She genuinely has always wanted to be part of all of my happy moments in my life, including having my kids and getting married. I'm so grateful that you chose me to stand by your side today, and I could not be more thrilled to be celebrating you and Scott. Scott, you are absolutely what Carly has wanted all along. You give her the respect that she deserves, and you treat her like a queen. I'm so excited for you both to continue this journey together as husband and wife. Scott, just remember, be the ketchup, not the cherry.
I have known Scott for damn near 30 years. And one thing I can say is that he is a great friend. This man is like a brother to me. There is not a time in my life that I have not been able to call on him at any hour of the day, and he is not there for you. That's the man you expect him to be. That's the man he always is. And I have no doubts that he is going to be an even better husband. He's an amazing man. Like I said, he's everything you would want. And I know God will bless you with an amazing family, an amazing life, an amazing marriage. And I just pray that we have health, happiness, and long life for everybody. God bless.
Cheers.
Carly, you're still my favorite.
To truly love, you must both enter your life together with vulnerability. To truly trust, you must allow for freedom. To truly respect, you must trust your partner with reverence. Carly and Scott, cherish one another. Never stop doing the small things that convey respect and trust. Hold doors, write notes, listen and strive to understand. Let kindness and tenderness be the rule, not the exception. Remember, you are a team now. Together, you can conquer challenges, build a life, and forge a bond that is greater than the sum of its parts. As a sign of my love, that I have chosen you, above all else, with this ring I thee wed. Carly, please place the ring on Scott's finger and repeat after me. As a sign of my love, that I have chosen you, above all else, with this ring I thee wed. Carly and Scott, you have vowed in the presence of your family and friends to be loyal and loving partners. Above you are the stars, and below you is the earth. Like the earth, should your love be a firm foundation for which to grow stronger through the seasons. Like a star, should your love be a constant source of light. Like a flame, should your union be lit by passion and love in your hearts. Like the wind, may you sail through life safe and calm. Like the water, may your relationship contain the rushing incitement of a raging river and be as deep as the ocean itself. And so, by the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church in the state of Montana, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Scott, you may kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce to you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Scott and Carly Quanstrom.
Stars.